I'm Dylan Hughes, and this is the Royal Purple Durlec Diesel Drift Wagon project. Follow along, this is gonna be sick.
What are you doing?
I'm just sanding on things and stuff.
Yeah?
Hell yeah. We got some spot welds here from all these little brackets. We gotta drill a spot weld out, then it leaves a little nipple thing, and you gotta grind it off flat like it was never there. That's how you build a nice race car.
Really excited about the Diesel E46 project. We're officially getting going on it. Got my pal Daytona over here. We go way back, good pal of mine. I've known him pretty much literally his whole life. So Daytona's getting in there, making a whole bunch of noise, grinding out all the little spot welds and all the little bullcrap brackets that we don't need. I'm working on the main hoop, which is going pretty well. So I got some base plates tacked in there. The hoop is all bent up. This is gonna be kind of interesting because we have to fit 4 people inside of this thing. So usually if I do a cage for a 4-door car, I can put the main hoop wherever I want as long as the driver and the passenger have room. But now we have to divide that up into 4 squares instead of just 2. So being really careful with where I put the tubes in this thing, making sure that everybody's got room. I had some Wilwood pedals show up today, so just trying to get everything locked down wherever it's supposed to be, which is still to be determined yet. So kind of having fun with it, and feels good to get bending some tube. I haven't done really that much fab work in a while, really, since I did the E36 cage, which I guess wasn't that long, dude. Look at that, I'm so proud of that thing. It looks so good now. But we're about to have 3. Let's go!
Oh, what do you got there?
Little hanging pedal action. Looks like I'm gonna have to cut down these to get the pedals look even, but this is what I was thinking. Usually I do floor mount pedals like in my competition car, but since the floor mount pedals mount on the floor, obviously, it takes up a lot of real estate on the floor. So I really didn't want my feet to be like super far back while I'm driving this thing. So I think that what we can do with the hanging ones is we can push them a little bit farther forward. But that's what we had Dayton. There was like a whole bunch of factory brackets and stuff all right here, and that's what Dayton was helping me with, getting rid of all that stuff. So I'm thinking if they end up something like that, that will actually give us decent amount of room. Go. Yeah, look at that. So with this one, since we're not actually following any sort of Formula D rules, I'm able to do like some pretty cool little tricks, like adding a 5th bend in this main hoop, which just kind of gives you ever so slightly a little bit more headroom, and I think it looks kind of cool, but nice and tight to the roof. And I think that seat will still be able to go back just far enough. We're just gonna take these seats and just push them right up against that harness bar that's gonna go across. And then I have to decide if I wanna do like a single diagonal, like you would in a competition car, or if I wanna go ahead and do an X, which since this is gonna have 4 people in it pretty much all the time, I could see us definitely doing an X in it. So this cage is definitely gonna be a little bit more tubing than like a regular FD cage, but that's okay, it's gotta be safe. It'll be good. I'm glad I went that far back with that main hoop. Hopefully there's enough room for everybody in the back.
Got here after about 10 minutes of some hard phone searching. We got the headlight we need. That's what we're looking for. Facelift headlight. And then I found a carbon hood. Boom, right there, that thing, there's some little venti guys in it so you can show some carbon through the wrap. Yeah. Cool enough, good to go. And then we got an M-style bumper. That's the same bumper that's on Dylan's race car. So it'd look the same, we'll put like a front lip on or something like that.
Yeah, the lip looks cool.
Yeah, the lip looks dope. So we have headlight, bumper. I guess the only thing I need is those little under eye thingies there.
All right, here's our mock-up motor right here. We're buying it from Johnny. What was your project?
It wasn't cheap. I gave up.
You're giving up?
Yep.
So now this is ours. Yet another OM606 for us to have. All right, she's ready to go. Deal?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
It's Monday right now. We're in Fallbrook, question mark. The car is underneath the cover.
What car?
Oh, right. So this is a 1998 or 1999, I don't even know. 99 Mercedes E300 TD, which means it has the OM606 in it, which is what's going in our diesel E46 project. So this is going to be a little bit of a backup engine just in case the other one doesn't show up. Or then if the other one does show up, then we're just going to keep this thing as a shop rig because it's hilarious.
How's that engine sound, dude?
Sounds like a diesel.
Yeah.
So what kind of prices are you asking for this thing?
So he wants 6.
Man, it's silent. Like, I know. It's like a big boat.
Here's the gamble. The gamble is that the motor's not going to show up. Well, we hope that doesn't happen. But if it doesn't, then we're just going to be perfectly transparent and honest.
This thing has angle, dude. Did you see how I just turned around?
Oh, now he's totally sold.
Oh, man.
We're going to take the motor out of this, and we're going to put that in the seat of the car.
Dude,
Make it look just like it.
It just rammed at 5,000. Oh my gosh. Like, that's probably harder than this thing's been driven since 2003. I mean, it's not a bad rig, dude. I kind of feel like it's worth it.
Yeah. All right.
Well, hear that? Just barely. Proud new owners of a 99 E300 TD with an OM606. Thing is actually pretty dang clean. I went and drove it and it drives just fine. So what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna mod this thing back to the shop. I'm gonna throw some Royal Purple Duralec in it, of course, just to make sure that OM606 is perfectly happy, but this is a first for me. I've never had one of these, but I'm pretty hyped about it, to be honest. So me and Noah are gonna cruise this thing back up to PCH looking like a couple of ballers. Should be all good.
Yeah, we turned the fan up on this thing.
Wow, that's Tom driving the whole way back.
Where's the fan? Oh yeah, we're dropping this thing. Hey, you can't forget that.
Oh, the sunroof.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Do we find the one thing that's wrong with it?
It wasn't worth it.
So went ahead and bought the E300 turbo diesel just for the spare engine on that thing, and now we saw this on the way back, and I've never been skydiving before, so me and old Noah here decided we should fire this thing up. So bought a car, gonna go skydiving, then we're gonna go to go to the bar and meet some friends for a birthday. So action-packed day. Let's see what happens.
Brother,
Dude,
you did it, you survived.
We survived. I'm hyped. Thank you very much.
What'd you think?
It was good. Like I said before, it was like kind of that weird sensation of just like falling at first, and then it kind of goes away. Like you said, when you reach terminal velocity. What an experience.
Well,
Thank
hey,
you.
thanks for coming out and jumping with us. Welcome to the world of skydiving, my friend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we are well on our way in this Royal Purple Duralec diesel project. This E46 is coming along quite nicely. putting a lot of love into this thing and this chassis fab work. That's kind of my jam, so like making this cage perfect and trying to make this thing as safe as possible. But one thing we haven't really touched a whole lot on was the engine. So the engine that we chose for this thing is pretty unique in its own sense. So I wanted to show you guys what it actually comes in, and that is this right here. This is a 1999 Mercedes-Benz E300 TD. So this car was only available with this engine for 2 years, 98 and 99 in the United States. So this thing to me, in my eyes, is a diesel 2JZ, essentially. So it's a 3-liter inline 6-cylinder iron block aluminum head twin cam. This thing is turbo diesel from the factory, and like what's crazy about it to me is like, I thought it was gonna be a total turd, to be honest with you. Besides when you start it up, it does like that typical diesel little clickety-clack noise when it starts up and idles, but then as soon as you drive it down the road, the thing is like butter smooth, like insanely smooth, kind of blew my mind. And then when you actually like rod on it, the factory red line on this thing is over 5,000 RPM, which is like mega wrapped out for a diesel. So that was kind of the first thing that I noticed, is that this thing acts like a gasoline engine in the sense that like it like spools up and like woods out kind of, which is actually pretty cool. So I think that this thing is going to be a super rad base for this thing, especially once we get that diesel pump UK engine over there from the United Kingdom. It's going to have a different mechanical injection pump on it, so that thing's going to be flowing way more fuel, and then we're going to put a bigger turbo on it. We got like a super sick billet exhaust manifold for it that Diesel Pump UK makes. It's going to be pretty dang cool. So to get slightly a better look at this thing, I also have right here, this is also an OM606, but this one is actually the NA version. So this thing is much more abundant, and that's why we ended up getting it. We got it off Facebook Marketplace because we really need something to mock up in this car. The Diesel Pump UK, the proper engine that's gonna live in this car, isn't gonna show up for a couple more weeks, and let's be honest, like, it's crunch time now. I need to make motor mounts for this thing, I need to make a trans mount for this thing, I have a lot of work to do. So that's why we picked this thing up, and it's kind of cool to look at. And like, I spend a lot of time looking at my 2Js, and this thing is very similar when you walk around it. So same exact head, same exact block, slightly different internals, and no turbo, obviously. So we're gonna swing this thing in that there E46 and build some engine mounts and keep on keeping them.